Tucked away in the quiet hills of Dorset, England, Bettiscombe Manor appears, at first glance, to be nothing more than a picturesque English country house. But behind its ivy-covered walls and beneath the rolling mists of the moorland lies a chilling tale, one that has unsettled generations of residents and visitors alike. This is the legend of the Screaming Skull of Bettiscombe Manor, a relic of colonialism, vengeance, and restless death. The story begins in the 18th century, during the height of the British colonial era. The Pinney family, owners of Bettiscombe Manor, had vast sugar plantations in the West Indies, including in Jamaica. Like many plantation owners of the time, they used enslaved labor to maintain their empire. According to local law, one such enslaved man, often referred to as a Jamaican servant or slave, was brought back to England to serve at Bettiscombe. His name has been lost to history, but the legend says he fell ill shortly after arriving in the damp, cold English climate, a far cry from the sun-soaked island he once called home. As he lay dying, he made a solemn and desperate request. He wished for his body to be returned to Jamaica, to be buried in his homeland. He warned that if he were buried in English soil, his spirit would never rest, but his pleas were ignored. Upon his death, the Pinney family buried him in the local churchyard, just a short distance from the manor. What happened next has become the stuff of legend. Shortly after the burial, an eerie howling began to disturb the peace of Bettiscombe Manor. Night after night, screams echoed through the halls, shrill, agonized wails that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed violently, and the family reported cold spots, sudden gusts of wind, and disembodied whispers. Most terrifying of all were the screams, long, mournful, and filled with rage. Locals claimed they heard them from outside the manor, and some even saw ghostly figures near the grave. Frightened and desperate, the family exhumed the body, hoping to end the torment. Strangely, the corpse had decayed unusually fast. All that remained intact was the skull. Fearing further wrath, they brought the skull back into the manor and placed it in a box within the house, hoping to placate the spirit. After that, the screaming ceased, but a sinister aura lingered over the centuries. Residents and caretakers learned the hard way. The skull must never be removed from the house. Each time someone attempted to move it, whether out of curiosity, fear, or disbelief, misfortune would swiftly follow. One tale tells of a maid who, unnerved by the skull, threw it into a nearby pond. Within days, she fell violently ill and died under mysterious circumstances. The skull was retrieved and returned to its box. In another instance, a visiting antiquarian convinced the family to let him study the skull and took it with him. Before he could leave the village, his carriage wheel inexplicably shattered, throwing him to the ground and breaking his leg. The skull was immediately returned to the manor, and the man never again spoke of removing it. There are even whispers of animals reacting with terror in its presence, dogs growling and backing away, cats hissing and fleeing the room. A thick, oppressive air is said to settle over anyone who lingers too long in its presence. Today, Bettiscombe Manor remains privately owned, and the exact location of the skull within the house is a closely guarded secret. Some believe it rests in the attic, others in a locked cabinet in the study. Paranormal enthusiasts and folklore experts continue to be drawn to the site, but few are granted access. Whether one sees the tale as a ghost story, a cautionary tale of colonial arrogance, or a genuine haunting, the Screaming Skull of Bettiscombe serves as a chilling reminder. Not all spirits rest easily, especially those wronged in life. And should you ever visit Dorset and hear a scream in the wind, think twice before investigating. It might just be the skull, reminding the world it has not forgotten. Many thanks for treading this tale's dark path. If its chill gripped you, like, subscribe, and comment below.